Zdravo.
Hello, wie geht's?
Buongiorno.
Hello, how are you?
Olá, tudo bem?
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Preply. Preply is an online language learning marketplace connecting tutors to hundreds of thousands of learners in over 180 countries worldwide. More than 35,000 teachers teach over 50 languages, powered by a machine learning algorithm that recommends the best tutors for each learner. Hit the link in the description box for access to 30% off your very first language lesson. That is 30% off your very first language lesson. Thank you, Preply. Now back to the show. All right, guys, welcome back to the Defying Podcast. It's me and JJ in the building. You already know what's going on. It's been a minute. We've been busy, but we're back. We're not giving up on the podcast, despite what you may or may not think. We're coming. We got guests coming in. We got fighters. We got singers, comedians, and dare I say, adult actresses coming in for future episodes. So stay tuned. New stuff coming. JJ, how have you been, my friend?
I've been good, just been coaching. Got a couple guys getting ready to compete in boxing and also kickboxing coming up from the gym. So
Okay.
just kind of focus on getting their techniques and shit right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What about you?
What
you been up to?
Just chilling, man. Getting back in the groove of things. I was in Africa for the Olympic trials. Didn't make it, unfortunately, but
How'd it
it's
go?
all right. It's all right. I lost my first match. I was freestyle wrestling. I lost my first match, but it's all good.
Was it like by pin or like by points?
No, I got fucked up. Yeah, my points. Yeah, I got fucked up. But yeah, I'm not a freestyle wrestler, so what can I say? I tried.
You dared to be great.
I dared to be fucking great, lad, and I wasn't. But it's all good. And then now I'm just training and getting back into things. I'm planning on going pro this year.
Shit.
I'm all in with this MMA stuff, so I'm back into MMA. I have some jiu-jitsu matches coming up. I got possibly an MMA or kickboxing, one of the two in May. Just get as many amateur fights as I can in this year. And by fourth quarter this year or first quarter next year, I'm going to be a professional fighter.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's the update.
Yeah,
Boy, purgatory.
I was talking to our boy Lucas Rosa. He was because he's going pro too, as well. He's fighting his pro fight soon. But it's hard. It's a lot harder to get to lock in a fight as a pro because there's a lot more risks.
Yeah.
And especially starting out, and then there's less to gain from it. You know what I mean? Because you're not getting paid a lot.
No.
And you're having to come out of pocket for like a lot of the traveling and the hotel.
Yeah.
Because not every promotion is gonna provide it for you.
No.
But they can provide you an opponent which you need for your record.
Right. It's a given hit or miss sometimes, but even for me as an amateur, I'm still currently having a hard time finding a fight. And I've had a hard time finding a fight through my entire amateur career. I don't know what it is.
It's because you're lighter. There's
I'm a 125er, so it's a difficult weight class to get people to fight in. But I don't know, for whatever reason, I've had a very hard time finding fights as an amateur, and I'm sure it's gonna be the same as a pro as well. But hey, what are you gonna do? But
let's talk about UFC 300 last weekend.
Damn, you fucked up my transition, JJ.
Oh,
I was gonna say who didn't have a hard time getting a fight was Ryan Garcia. But you want to get into would you rather do
Let's do UFC 300.
300 first, then we'll go into the Garcia fight. All right.
Or we could do Garcia because it just happened last night.
Yeah,
we could do that. Well, yeah.
All right, so that shit was crazy, bro. I'm not a huge boxing guy. Like I don't know much about boxing, but what I do know is that referee was shit, and Ryan Garcia beat Devin Haney's ass.
Oh yeah.
For the most part, it was actually a really good fight. For what it was worth. Because I think. Let me backtrack. Round 1, I remember all Garcia. Round 2 through 7, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Round 8, I remember Garcia, like with the knockdowns. Was that round 8? Or was that 9?
I think
I don't remember.
Oh man, I think he rocked him in like the 7th. he dropped him the first time on either the 5th or the 7th round, I think.
There was a few rounds where Haney won, but like it wasn't by like much.
Yeah, it was just from less activity from Ryan.
Yeah. He
basically
blew his wad in the first, I think, and then he got it back. That shit was crazy. That was a good fight though, man.
Yeah.
But all I really take away was that referee sucked. I think he had it was very clear he had Devin Haney winning that fight. What do you think?
I think it's hard to judge like from the outside looking in because you got to separate. You don't know like how many times you could have warned you probably warned them in the back and then you warned them. But yeah, he definitely should have taken a
fishy,
point
though.
from Haney maybe from Holden, but Haney was doing what he had to do to stay in the fight every time he got rocked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
He needed to make sure he held on to be alive.
I'm not saying Haney didn't need to hold on. He definitely needed to hold on because.
But yeah, the ref could have probably
It's just the referee is his job to make sure that it's a fair fight.
Yeah,
and I don't think he was doing that. He several times was.
Definitely gave Haney a big break.
A lot more chances, and sometimes when Ryan dropped Haney, he called it a slip.
Yeah, that happened like twice.
I'm like, bro, that was not a slip. So the fight should have ended way earlier. And then,
but Danny's a dog, bro. He stayed in there. Devin Haney stayed in there.
I'm not saying Devin Haney's no bitch. Like he was staying in there.
He was rocked. His legs were gone.
Yeah.
But he still kept coming back and like pressing forward. It wasn't like he was circling around.
No,
like,
he was fighting, away. But he was hugging a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not a boxer, so I'm not gonna say that it's easy. It's not easy. I'm just saying from how the fight played out, the referee, I think, had a major play in how that fight was dictated because he was letting when Devin Haney would hold, he would let it go on for such a long time, and then he would separate them. But then he would push Ryan like all the way to the back of the edge of the ring. All right, I just wanted to take the time out to thank our new sponsors, We Hate Clubs. We Hate Clubs is a brand which was developed with the idea that people should live outside of their comfortable spaces. Leaning into music, art, photography, parties, and fashion, We Hate Clubs is built to function as something greater than oneself. Make sure to follow We Hate Clubs on Instagram if you're in the Chicagoland area. Now back to the show. And then he would push Devin Haney. So he's giving like Devin Haney so much time to recover because he's like pushing Ryan all the way back. Then he makes sure they're all the way back. Then they go. Then it's like, bro, let's let them fight. But then when Ryan, there was a couple of times when Ryan would hug and he would break it up immediately, and then he would let them fight like from where they're standing. So that's just things I noticed. But
yeah,
but then also when he took away that point from Ryan, technically yes, he should have done that because that was a cheap shot from Ryan.
Yeah.
But if that was more of a frustrated moment because he kept hugging him. But at the same time, he didn't even warn him. He didn't give him any warnings. But Devin Haney was hugging the entire fight, and the referee didn't even warn him.
Mm-hmm.
So that was weird. That was weird. He still won though. So
yeah, he still won. So I was more surprised that they gave him the win because it is boxing.
You thought he was gonna lose?
And they do dirty stuff like that all the time.
That's crazy.
Especially because he missed the weight. If only he didn't miss the weight, he would have been the champ right now. So
I forgot.
They got to run that. They got to run that back. But he has to make the weight, and I think if he makes the weight, he should be more focused. I don't even think he was fully focused for this camp.
Is that his weight class?
What
is the weight class they fought in? Ryan Garcia's normal weight class.
They both came up from. They both started at 135.
Oh, and now they're what 142.
Now they're at 140.
So they went up a weight class and he missed weight.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you do that?
I mean, that's not his walking around weight. You know.
I know, but I mean, like he's used to making 135. But then he didn't make 140.
Yeah.
140.
Well, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. That don't make no sense.
He missed the weight.
How you miss weight?
He wasn't focused, bro. I don't think he was focused all the way through the camp, but he still edged the win out. With his speed and explosiveness, which I thought was going to be a big factor, which it was. A lot of people were looking at me crazy, like, no, he's not. He's crazy. He's not looking focused.
Yeah.
And he probably didn't even train as best as he could this whole camp. But I still know he had that, like, the speed advantage. And I've seen a lot of
got hands.
And I've seen a lot of Devin Haney's fights. He got rocked by Linares. He got rocked. What was what he get rocked by? He got rocked by Lomachenko. So I always know he's been a little chinny.
He beat Lomachenko, huh?
Yeah, he beat him by a hair. He beat Lomachenko by a hair as well. Damn. But it's something about his right hand. he just can't. I don't know why he's like dips really low. You know, he dips and leans a lot on that front leg, or like leans forward very predictably. And I think if Ryan would have changed it up with some uppercuts into the hooks, like there was a moment where he kind of did it where Devin Haney leans forward and he backs up, he caught the distance and then threw something up there. If he would have done that a lot more, the fight would have been over because Devin Haney kept leaning into him and then hugging. He would lean in, and then hug.
I swear that man shot a double leg at one point. He was
like
on his knees.
He did.
Like, bro, is he shooting a double leg right now?
I think he shot a double leg a couple times.
That's crazy.
And if Ryan was like maybe in better shape, like conditioned, because he was saving his like explosions. If you notice in his fights, he was saving them because, like you said, in those mid rounds, he wasn't really fighting too much.
Yeah, he kind of like took the foot off the gas a little bit.
But after the mid or like once like half of the fight, second half of the fight,
then
he started exploding. And when he would take the fight to Devin Haney, he would piece him up, rock him. You know, so I think his conditioning and that weight cut had a lot to play with in the way he was fighting. And I think if he is in better shape, more conditioned, and like disciplined, like how he was in this fight, he was pretty disciplined in this fight, which is an improvement on him because how we saw in the Tank fight, he wasn't disciplined and he was dropping his hands. He was just swinging a wild left hook, and Tank caught him making his mistakes. And he was a lot more disciplined. But I think if he's in better conditioned and makes the weight, he's a problem. That jab to his left, if he jabs more and then turns it into a left hook, oh my, he was catching him every time. He would jab and then left hook, and then he would catch Haney right on the chin. And then Haney was worried about the left, and then once he started throwing the right hand towards the end, it was catching Haney because he was so worried about the left hook.
How many weight classes are in? There's like every
bunch,
two.
Bro.
How many? Like every 2 pounds or something?
I don't know. I can't even tell you
because there's like a one.
You can look it up, but I want to say there's a bunch. There's like from like 105 up. I want to say there's a
from
weight
men's.
Class. Yeah, for men's.
There's 105 men's.
I'm pretty sure.
I saw on the card there was like a 112. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
or 115 for men.
There's really short like guys who.
But they don't get no clout. Like they don't. They never make it to the big stage. Like there would
they
never
do,
be a
I mean,
115.
But
like,
you
main
wouldn't
event.
know. You wouldn't know unless you're like a
huge
hardcore
boxing
fan. You know, there's been a lot of great undefeated, really light boxers who never got the spotlight, like better records than Floyd Mayweather.
Oh shit!
You know, but they don't get the spotlight because
they're just small.
They're just smaller.
But Floyd Mayweather was what 35 or 40?
He started, I think, at 130.
130. Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
So
and then he moved up to like 147. And then 150. I think he fought Canelo at 154, 155. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So you think that Ryan and them will eventually go up to that?
They'll move up to 47.
So that's like as you get older, you move up in weight.
Yeah.
As you go.
Yeah. In boxing, the older you get, you start putting on more muscle.
Yeah.
And you wanna, especially if you're tall for your weight. Like most of the kids in boxing are like tall, lanky for the weight classes, and then that's what gets you your wins.
Damn.
You know?
I don't know much about boxing. So what did Garcia? They all started at 135, or they were below?
They were probably below when they were. Because they started when they were young. They started when they were like.
I've heard
babies,
the name
like
Devin. You heard about Tank, Devin.
They fought
Haney,
6 times before
but in the amateurs, I didn't know them when they were amateurs.
Man.
I'm talking about like when I've heard of the name Ryan Garcia years ago. I heard of the name Tank Davis years ago. Devin Haney years ago. But I didn't know what weight class they were. You just hear the names because they're just popular. So back then, like maybe like 5-6 years ago, they were at 135 or even lower than that.
I think they were at one. I want to say they were at 135 as pros. Yeah, because Devin Haney
always at 135.
Devin Haney got all the belts at 135 when he beat Lomachenko.
Damn.
So he was undisputed at 135, and then he moved up and got the belt, one of the belts, at 140, which is the one that they should have fought for last night. But obviously,
he missed weight.
He missed the weight, so
he still lost his belt. Devin
no,
Haney.
he still has the belt. He's still the champ.
Even though he lost.
Even though he lost, because he's the only one competing for the belt.
Same thing in the
UFC.
No, if you lose, you lose.
No, you don't lose the belt. Same
Yeah,
thing in the
you do.
UFC.
What are you talking about?
You don't. If you lose, you don't lose the belt. The belt is not on the line. If your opponent doesn't make weight, the belt is not on the line for him. It's only on the line for you.
Are you sure about this? I'm trying to think. Didn't that
100%.
happen to Charles Oliveira?
No.
He lost. He missed weight, and he won the fight, but he still lost his belt.
He was the champ though.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're the champ and you miss weight, you lose your belt.
Regardless.
Yeah.
Okay. But then I'm trying to think of a situation where the opponent missed weight,
It doesn't happen.
beat the champion, and then the champion lost the belt, but then it's just up for grabs.
No. The belt's not up. The belt's not even being competed.
So it's not a
for.
title shot. It's not a title
fight anymore.
It's not a title fight anymore if the opponent misses weight.
Yeah. Pretty sure. I'm 100%.
I don't know.
I'm like 99% sure on that.
I can't think of a situation where that's happened in the UFC, actually.
Yeah.
I know Oliveira, but he was the champion at the time.
Yeah.
So he lost his
That's
belt.
what I'm saying. It usually
Even though he won the fight.
because it doesn't. You just retain your belt.
Yeah.
Just retain your belt.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But, all right. Well, speaking of belts.
it was a good fight overall though. Like
It was.
shout out Danny, he's a dog.
It was
Like,
a good
he
fight.
run that back and like readjust on like his entry. Like he was doing good in those mid rounds, but he was too tentative after getting caught, boy.
I think, especially after round 11 into round 12, listening to Ryan Garcia's corner was pretty interesting. They were like, "Don't let him off the hook." They're like, "Stay disciplined. Don't lose your focus. One more round," which is crazy because he was beating the shit out of him, and then like towards the end, you could see he was getting slightly cocky. But then his corner like brought him back. They're like, "Hey, but don't let him off the hook. Like, don't fuck this up."
And his
It's cool.
He's got one of the best coaches in the game.
Okay.
Kevin James. Yeah, pretty sure that's his name. And he's Errol Spence's coach as well. And he's, the reason why he's so disciplined in his stance now and like in his style. Like he's using his feet. He's not so flat-footed. He has his hands up. He brings his hands back to his face.
Yeah.
That's due to the coaching. Like he's got a good coach.
Shit.
As long as he sticks with him and fucking stays disciplined, like I said, that kid, I think he could give Tank another a run for his money. Like
Really?
if they run it back and like I said, and he's
Ryan
disciplined.
Garcia?
Yeah, if he's disciplined and like in his approach, because
I remember
he's
that
longer
fight,
than
man.
Tank and he's faster.
Yeah.
Tank has just got time and power, and he's fast too. But
That was at 140.
135. I was at 135.
Tank was at 135.
And there was a rehydration clause, so he couldn't get up over like a certain weight.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So they're
That's a PBC fighter for you, bro.
really. What's PBC mean?
Like a Mayweather guy, like guys who
So they just make it so they have the absolute best advantage. To win.
exactly yeah.
And on
PBC fighter. They're not. Yeah, that's
the name of the gym.
No, bro. It's the name of like the management.
Ah,
PBC.
Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Rehydration.
Like Al
clause.
Heyman. You ever heard Al Heyman? The names.
Maybe.
Those are big names, like promotions. Like but they don't show the face.
Oh, okay.
Like the people behind Mayweather is PBC.
So they just say, hey, you can fight at this weight, but you can't weigh this much.
They just call the shots. Like what gloves you wear, everything. Probably what shoes.
What colors you can.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm telling you, yeah, that's how they roll. That's how they roll. But
Damn. Well, transitioning into that to UFC 300. Let's backtrack because we didn't do a reaction video.
it was a week ago, right? Yeah.
Was it
last week?
It was last week because this week there wasn't
So
UFC.
fresh in the mind.
Yeah. Okay. We don't have to go over all over the fights.
We should, man. They were all fucking.
That's a lot.
We can briefly,
I'm trying to think of like the most.
The first.
Some of them were not. Actually, none of them were boring.
That's what I'm saying.
But like the most exciting fights, like
let's
from
start
bottom to top.
Let's start bottom.
Or
so
top or bottom.
We had fucking Cody Garbrandt started it out.
Yeah.
With Davison Figueiredo.
Yeah. He started off getting his hands going a little bit, but then Davison was like, nah, we good.
Davison's a great overall fighter, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he's a champ for a reason. Got him to the ground, submitted him.
Yeah. It's pretty. That was like pretty round one.
And Cody, like I like the way he's fighting now. He's a lot more defensive, but I think he lost a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Being chinny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that plays a part of it. But I like the way he's fighting. He's a lot more defensive and shit. Like, he's actually using his tools.
I think he'll get back to it. He'll get back to it.
For sure.
That was a hard fight. Davison Figueiredo, former champion.
Who was after that?
Bobby Green and Jim Miller.
Bobby Green.
That shit was crazy.
Bobby Green really wanted that $300K bonus,
that
bro. He was coming at Jim Miller hard, bro. Pause, no Diddy.
Pause, no Diddy.
He was really coming, like bringing the fight to him. Jim Miller was getting pieced the fuck up. He had no answer for Bobby Green, bro.
No, Bobby was giving it
piecing
to him.
Piecing him up, just walking straight forward towards him.
Yeah.
Straight forward.
Bobby Green, he's slick. He's slick.
Yeah.
A lot of people were giving him slack for taking that fight after losing to Jalen Turner. And they said he's coming back too soon, that Jim Miller's on unstoppable force right now. And, I mean, that could have been true. All that was true. But Bobby Green was like, nah, we're good.
He's a fighter, bro.
And he went out there, did his thing.
He'll fight. But damn.
Beat the shit out of Jim Miller.
Then that kid Diego knocked out.
Diego beat Sadiq Yusuf.
Yeah.
Diego.
What an uppercut.
That shit
in
was,
the inside.
He's actually exciting as fuck.
He can generate a lot of power from short little
but
distance,
everything about him is really cool. Like he has that tattoo.
When he
don't speak no English.
When he came in short notice to fight that one killer in 155, Mozayev.
Yeah, that's that dude from ATT.
And he had him he had a couple submissions on him locked. It
was a 45 fight though, not 55, was it?
No, isn't Mozayev
45?
Yeah, 45. Yeah. But yeah, he came in last minute for that fight and still gave him a fucking hell of a fight.
It was a great fight.
Yeah. So that kid, Dana sees the talent in him.
Yeah. He and then who else? What was after that? It was
Was it the Rakic? Rakic versus
no. This is still the early prelims. This is still the early prelims. I don't even remember.
We gotta look up the.
That's not like the fights didn't really stand out to me like that. That if I don't think of
Let
it.
me see. Well, because it was a week ago, so it's not super fresh in our mind. But if it was
got one fight in mind, that's on my mind.
I know. Hold on, we'll get to it.
Boy,
300. Let me see real quick before we skip any we can't disrespect the other fights.
Man, fuck them. No, it's cool. It's cool. Who
Let's see. Early prelims.
Who was it?
Hold on.
After
my shit is
Jim
loading.
Miller and
come on, dude.
hop on the Wi-Fi.
I don't got the Wi-Fi password.
Here, I'll look it up.
Yeah, just type in UFC 300. It'll give you the whole card. Preliminary. But look, it's not letting me click right now.
After that was Jessica Andrade versus.
All right, we can skip that one next.
I'm kidding. It was a good fight. It was just more technical. Jessica showed a lot of Jessica showed a lot of discipline and patience in her fight, which is not something she usually does because she usually just goes for it. And she did go for it a couple of times, but Marina Rodriguez is really good, really technical as well. Great Muay Thai.
Yeah,
so
she used her length really well.
Yeah. And then after that, we had Renato Money Moicano.
With the comeback
I love
win,
this guy, bro. I love Money Moicano. I actually bought the books he was talking about, so I'm gonna start reading up on some money. His post-fight speeches are awesome, man. He said, "I cannot afford to lose," and that I took some inspiration from that, man. He was down on his ass. He got dropped. Jalen Turner tweaked. He definitely should have finished.
Fumbled that bad.
He fumbled that because he had him. He was done. Kind of was
a little drop fucking punch.
He dropped him one or two more follow-up punches. He would have been KO'd.
Mm-hmm.
But Renato is a G. Stood back on his feet and got back in there. Round 2, pushed the pace early and got him out of there. So that was
money.
good.
That was money in the bag.
Money Moicano. Mark my words. I'm gonna get him on this podcast soon. Not soon, but hopefully we can get him on. I know some people. All right. All right. Anyway, we talked about the Diego Lopez Sadiq Yusuf. After that, Kayla Harrison versus Holly Holm.
Kayla's a monster.
Yeah, I was impressed.
She's a monster.
Even though a lot of people were talking shit about Holly Holm, saying she's old, she's washed up. She may be old, but she certainly isn't washed up. She's still a former world champion, very skilled, boxing world champion. So she has a lot of skill sets, but clearly
Kayla's the new thing, bro.
Yeah.
Kayla's the new.
But even Kayla is like the same. They're almost the same age. Kayla's, 37, 38?
I have no
and
idea.
Holly Holm's 42. Kayla's in her upper 30s.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
She's a big girl, bro.
She's swole, man. And she's really strong. She's an Olympic champion in judo 2 times over. And Holly Holm was trying to sweep her. That made no sense.
Yeah.
So that's where Holly fucked up.
I really like Amanda. Amanda's interested. I like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Don't they try the same? No, Amanda got her own gym now.
Yeah. Because
and she's back.
She posted like a clip of her reacting to her post-fight her post-fight speech with Joe Rogan.
Okay.
And she was like trying to like listen in to see if she would say her name. She's like, "Why did you say my name?"
Oh,
like, that's, you know, like because she was saying Juliana or Raquel Pennington was the champ.
Oh, what? I mean,
you know,
she's
but
retired.
she's retired.
Why would I call out someone retired?
Yeah, that was her response afterwards. Like whenever somebody brought it up to her, like,
Yeah.
"Oh well, isn't she retired?"
Yeah,
you know,
that's weird.
So, but that would be a great fight, man, for both of them.
It'd be a great fight for Amanda, I think.
Yeah, I think Kayla give a run for her money. To be honest,
Actually, I don't fucking know.
On the ground,
Shit.
like I think she's got
if she got her
great
down,
top pressure.
If she got her down,
she's a
who
strong
knows?
lady.
Who knows?
But I still got Amanda.
Who knows? I don't like this. I mean, actually, I don't like.
I got
retired,
Amanda.
not retired thing. It's like, but who cares? I don't know.
I mean, she retired because she basically cleared out the divisions.
Yeah.
But now something new's here.
Yeah.
Hey,
we're gonna keep doing that. Retire and then leave, and then someone new comes back, retire, then leave.
Nah, I think maybe. I don't know.
Anyway, we had Calvin Kattar versus Aljamain Sterling.
Okay.
Boring ass fight.
Nah, you can't say that.
It was boring as fuck. I'm not going.
I'm
an Aljamain Sterling fan.
I always like
I'm a
Aljo
huge
style.
Aljo fan, but
I always like Aljo style. He did what he had to do.
He did what he had to do to get the dub.
And when he was striking, he was hitting them too. When he was striking.
Yeah, but it was boring.
Yeah, but that was just his style
boring.
fight.
I'm not saying that Aljamain Sterling is not a great fighter. I'm not saying that Aljamain Sterling sucks. He's an amazing fighter, world champion.
It was boring to you, bro.
It was boring to everybody. It was a boring fight. He was just sniffing his crotch the whole time. Let's be real. He admitted it. He talked about it. He said, "Yeah, I'm not about to get hit by Calvin Kattar."
Yeah,
but I get that. The power bomb was cool. That was cool, but to be honest, it was
the least action fight in the
the
whole
Jessica
card.
Andrade, Marina Rodriguez fight was better than that.
That's what I'm saying. It was the least action packed fight,
Yes.
but it wasn't that boring.
And
I liked the exchanges.
What really wasn't that boring was the next fight, Yuri versus Rakic. That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
That shit. What the fuck is this?
Fucking fly.
Rakic.
Get it out of here.
Versus Yuri. That shit was wild.
Yeah.
Fucking Yuri Prochazka has no defense whatsoever.
His defense has just come forward.
But he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, you see, the shit is not supposed to work this way. Rakic is such a technician. Was being so disciplined. He was being defensively sound, offensively sound. He was in the tight guard, checking his kicks, high chin down, hands up, 1-2 down the middle, perfect place kicks.
He just didn't have the power to get him out.
But Yuri just was a fucking dog, bro. That samurai shit pissed him off, and
he didn't have the like. Yuri fights the same way with everyone. He didn't change up anything from the Alex fight. His hands were still down. He was just
up and
bouncing
down.
his head, leaning with his head. But you put him in there with somebody who can crack like Alex or like even Jamal Hill. I think he's going to sleep. Same way. Maybe not asleep. Maybe not asleep yet, but because he
fires back. Like the thing is, but he's not just sitting there getting hit. He's returning fire.
Yeah,
and it's coming from weird angles. So people are like, "What the fuck is he doing?" It's like sparring someone that's like on some weird shit. You're like, "What the fuck?"
Well, he'll get most guys with that.
Yeah,
but somebody who's a good technical, like I mean, not that Rakic wasn't, but when you got the power to counter. Like you're coming in with your hands down, left hook to the face.
Yeah,
you're going to sleep by Alex.
Yeah,
like
true.
He did last time.
And then, next fight was Bo Nickel versus
Stop
Cody
trying
Brunner.
to stand up with Alex Pereira. Like heavyweights.
Yeah, it's not smart. Bo
Only
Nickel.
Izzy could do it.
Cody Brunner, that fight was boring as fuck as well. Credit to Bo Nickel, he got the dub, but it was boring. It was boring. What can I say? I don't know.
Yeah, it was good. I like Bo Nickel.
But the thing is, I like Bo Nickel too, and I'm also one of these people. I'm not trying to hate. I just don't think he should have been on the main card. I'm not hating on him. I like Bo Nickel.
Yeah.
One of the best wrestlers to ever fucking do it.
Switch out any
other fight could have been on the main card, but that one. Just saying.
Yeah.
But I'm not a UFC matchmaker. They know what they're doing, but that to me was strange. There's a lot more deserving people.
They're just trying to put his name out there. That's all it is.
I mean,
they're promoting him, bro.
I know, I get that.
But like
he could have been the first fight on the early prelims, and Cody Garbrandt versus Figueiredo could have switched that around. Just saying. All right, we had Arman Sarukian versus Du Bronx. What a great fight. I'm such a huge fan of Charles Oliveira, so it's sad to see him lose. But at the same time, you got to give Sarukian his flowers, man. He did well, did a good job. Good wrestling, good striking. It was a great fight, but Sarukian, he got the job done. What can I say? He's a tough bastard. Next. Oh, we're going to save that one for last. All right, let's go. After that, it was Gagey versus Max Holloway, but we're going to talk about that one last. Weili versus Yan Xiaonan. Great fight.
Great fight. Good adjustment by Weili.
Weili did her thing.
She realized she couldn't really stand with her.
It was a great fight.
She took her ass down.
The problem was they had Gagey versus Holloway before them. Because if it wasn't, that would have been like a standing ovation fight. But it's just you had that before, so they had an unfortunate placement in the card.
Yeah.
Because it came off as it was boring. It really wasn't boring. It was actually a really good fucking fight. But I don't even remember the fight because I was just like, so I had an adrenaline dump from the first one. And then we had the main event, Alex Poatan Pereira versus Jamal Sweet Dream Hill. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to it. He got kicked in the nuts. He said, hold on, Herb, let me cook, and then cracked him.
Fake that, right?
Yeah, cracked him. I've heard a lot of people talk about that because of the stoppage, it kind of stopped the momentum for a second. Hill was off. I don't know about that.
Nah.
I don't know about that. He's the one that kicked him in the dick, so that's his fault, if anything. But I don't know. I think he just got cracked. He just got cracked.
Listen, a lot of people also didn't see that because they threw at the same exact time. He went to go throw a left hand to counter Alex's, because Alex, as soon he went like this, right? He went here. I got it. Step, fake, and then Hill went to throw a right hand, a straight left. Boom.
Shovel uppercut.
He shovel uppercut him.
Stood on his foot. Yeah,
that step on the foot wasn't even intentional. He just stepped in.
Happened to be there.
He just stepped into his punch, right?
Damn.
And came from the hip. That shit came from the toe. Boom. But that's why his pinky knocked him out. Rocked him, bro.
That shit was crazy. Yeah. That shit
was crazy. He subtle little fake on the right. He went like, hold on, let me cook. Fake. He went to throw the left hand, and he said, "Wow." Woo!
That's all she wrote. Yeah. That was crazy.
Bro. Stop trying to stand with Alex.
Yeah. I immediately shooting a double leg.
Let's see.
I don't get why they gave him a black belt. That was crazy. That was crazy.
They were planning to do that before the fight.
Nah, bro. Listen, we talked about this shit before. Unless you get a submission or do some crazy shit against a really high-level jiu-jitsu guy, don't be giving out black belts. He didn't do shit.
His jiu-jitsu allowed him to stay standing up, bro. That's what happened. His jiu-jitsu
that
so
shit
good.
Is so confusing to me. Like, give that shit to him on the mat in the gym. That is a more deserving place to get a black belt than getting a black belt after knocking someone out. And having not went to the ground whatsoever.
His jiu-jitsu's so good, he don't need it.
Nah, bro. He's
a fucking black
that
belt.
Shit blew my mind. I was like, y'all just like, what the fuck? Anyway, Max Holloway versus Gagey.
But first, before that, who's next? Who could be next for Alex Pereira? Who's next? Who could be next for him? Rematch against Yuri? No. Ankalaev. Ankalaev is the guy that's next.
And I know that, but Ankalaev, I think, would actually fuck him up.
Yeah?
That is probably the absolute worst matchup for him, possibly.
That's what I'm saying. That's a good...
The absolute worst out of everybody.
Yeah.
Izzy better. I would say Izzy should... If I was Pereira, I would be like, I want Izzy.
Yeah, but Izzy doesn't want that fight.
Oh, that's at 205.
Izzy doesn't want that fight anymore. He's
at 205.
He got his win. He's like, I got my dubs.
I forget.
Yeah, it's at 205.
He went up a weight class, so 205.
Yeah.
Shit.
Alex gave him the chance to
fight
him.
He already fought Yuri. He already fought Jamal. Ankalaev. Johnny Walker just lost.
Ankalaev's next.
If Anthony Smith wins, I guess. Anthony Smith.
Chill out.
I'm just saying.
Come on now.
Khalil Roundtree, if he beats
Anthony Smith.
Anthony Smith, he's not too far away. He's a couple wins. Yo, Anthony Smith, he's one of my favorite fighters, so I'm biased towards him. I'll admit it. But just saying.
He's a good guy.
There's matchups for him, but there's not many. I mean, the one person he should stay away from is Ankalaev. But that's unfortunately that's who's next because he's the next.
They're gonna make next.
All right. Yeah, Gagey Holloway.
Crazy.
Shit was fucking wild. Everyone, including myself, thought that Gagey was gonna beat the fuck out of Max Holloway. I did say I wouldn't be surprised if Max Holloway knocks out Gagey just like in an exchange. But I did not think that Max Holloway would be piecing up Gagey the entire time.
Yeah.
And then knock him out in the last second of the fight.
Yeah,
I did not predict.
Nobody could predict
that shit. Not even the knockout alone, but I'm saying like I did not think. If anything, I'm like, it could be a crazy brawl, but it wasn't. It was just Max Holloway piecing up Gagey the whole time.
Yeah.
Man, isn't that spinning back kick fucked his nose up? Man, it was just a picture-perfect day for Max Holloway. And then the last flurry, man,
Yeah, that spinning back kick kind of made the fight for him, you know, because it just made Gaethje a little more tentative. So more conserved in his approach.
Yeah.
And then that just allowed for Max's game. Max is a very distance 1-2, 1-1-2 switch stance, you know, fighter, and he's so good at managing the distance and picking apart his opponents. It just allowed him to play his game at the end of the day, and he was so on in that fight because he knew what was coming back from Gaethje. He knew power was coming back. So shouts out to Max Holloway. He's been my favorite fighter since he fucked up Jose Aldo. At least he's my featherweight GOAT.
I lost my voice for like a good day. That I was screaming my head off. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine he's like, "Let's go."
He gave him
that shit with Ricardo Lamas, like the boom, boom, boom.
He gave Gaethje a shot, you know, to win the fight.
And then the last 1 second left, just cracked his ass right on the chin, dropped him, face planted, crowd goes crazy. That's all she fucking wrote. $600K on top of his fight purse, which I know was at least $1 million.
Yeah,
that man got paid that night, man.
Yeah. He got some bread.
And he was already a big star, but now he's on a different level.
He's the BMF. So
bro.
Him and Ilya, bro. That's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah.
Him and Ilya.
But I think they're gonna give it to Volk again.
Yeah, Volk will rematch.
Yeah, and then Max fights somebody else, and then after that it'll be whoever.
I think Max fights the winner.
He ain't gonna sit out for that long. He got 2 divisions to conquer, bro.
Shoot, man.
He could fight McGregor.
Yeah.
He could fight after Chandler McGregor. He could fight McGregor. He could fight.
Yeah. Rematch with the McGregor will be good.
The rematch with McGregor will be good.
McGregor's not fight. I don't think McGregor's gonna be fighting like that as often as you think. I think McGregor's got 2 fights in him. 2 more fights.
It's just because they can't put McGregor on a card. He's unfortunately just reached that pinnacle to where they can't fight him 4 times or 4 times. He can only do 2 a year because of how big he is. So that's not. I think that's not his fault. It's like, it's the company. They're just like, we're not gonna put a McGregor card every fucking.
I also think McGregor's not gonna fight more than he's got too much money, bro.
How old is he? 33, 35?
He's still young.
34, 35?
32, 33.
Let me see.
He's still young, bro.
He's not 32.
Yeah, he's still in his early 20s or early 30s.
No way.
Yeah, bro.
I think he's 33. I mean 35. Conor McGregor. He is 35 years old.
Yeah.
35 years old. So.
Yeah, one more loss for him, and I think it's quits. I'll be honest with you. If he
loses, you think he'll quit?
If he loses to Chandler,
I don't think he'll lose to Chandler though.
I don't think he's gonna lose to Chandler either.
I don't know. That's gonna be
honestly, bro. I think he's gonna piece Chandler the fuck.
That's gonna be a good fight. That's gonna be a fun fight.
He's gonna catch Chandler sleeping, bro. I'm telling you.
It's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be good.
He's gonna hit him with that uppercut, that long ass uppercut into his right hook. I can just see it right now, bro. Chandler dipping down and getting caught. Like,
oh man,
he's getting caught. I can see it.
Wow.
But who knows, bro?
Who knows? Anything can happen. It's a crazy sport.
Yeah.
But all right, that is our recap. We had the Ryan Garcia versus Haney, UFC 300. What's next? We got I think UFC 301
in Brazil. Yeah.
In Brazil. After that, but there's another. Is that next weekend?
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah. No. Next weekend is Mateusz Nicolau versus Alex Perez.
Okay.
And then after that is UFC 301 in Brazil. So that should be a good one. Man. All right, y'all. Thank you for watching. We are back.
It's been a blast.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Instagram or follow us on Instagram. Whatever, And we'll see you all next time.
Peace.
Have a good one. Peace.
Let me get this out of here.
Thank you to our new sponsors, Flow State Coffee. Flow State Coffee is a performance coffee with ingredients that give you a deeper focus, better mood, and it lowers caffeine-related anxiety so you don't get any jitters or shake. It's coffee made to get shit done.
Be sure to use discount code DEFY, DEFY at checkout for 10% off all sales.